Hi, my name is Abby Murphy, and I am studying at the ACU Melbourne campus, and I am in the Wednesday afternoon tutorial sessions. I am studying to become an art and history secondary school teacher. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which I am presenting from today, and I would like to pay respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Okay, let's take a look at my educational history. I started prep in 2011 and went to a Catholic primary school, St. Peter and Paul's. I had great teachers, and I loved my time there. I then moved on to high school in 2018 and attended East Doncaster Secondary College. My time at this school could not have been better. The educational quality was incredible, and the connections I made with both students and teachers will last a lifetime. I graduated there in 2023 and started here at ACU in February of this year. I always had my heart set on coming here, so I was so happy to see that I got accepted, and even happier that so far it's everything I hoped for. I always knew that I wanted to be a teacher, and over the course of Year 12, I was able to make my decision after years of going back and forth between wanting to teach primary or secondary. I am studying a Bachelor of Secondary Education. All the way back in prep is when I decided that teaching was for me, and that has never wavered. It only got stronger and felt more and more correct as every year went on. Along with the guidance and advice from my Year 12 teachers, having worked with primary school aged kids at out of school hours care programs made me realize that I wanted to teach older kids. I absolutely love working with younger kids, but I feel like I have more to offer to older students. My motivation stemmed from the mentorship I received from teachers, as well as having a love for educating and knowing that I'm helping someone understand something. The most significant inspirations for becoming a teacher were my Year 12 History Revolutions teacher, Mr. Perks, and the drive for wanting to educate people. Here is a photo of Mr. Perks. Perks crafted his classroom with equitable and empathetic considerations, and as a pre-service teacher, I hope to learn how I can implement the same strategies successfully. Nodding suggests that as educators, we cannot solve external problems, but can instead examine societal influences on individuals and use our findings to assist in forming our aims in teaching. Furthermore, in achieving equity, Mr. Perks implemented concepts that can be explained by Nodding's clear considerations, which was constructing courses centered on students' interests and talents while never holding students to the same standards, which is exactly what Mr. Perks did. At the beginning of each term, he would have one-on-one discussions with each of us, finding out what we uniquely needed, then constructed the term's lesson plans to accommodate for our personal needs while offering closer attention to those who needed it. His mentorship to me, along with who he was as an educator, not only inspired me to become a teacher, but also inspired how I want to teach and educate through upholding my own values. Along with Perks, the concept of educating people inspires me greatly. Throughout primary school and secondary school, I would help my peers whenever I would get a chance, as it felt so nice to assist someone's understanding. I tutored a primary school student during high school and found it so fulfilling to physically see her understanding the content by applying the learning. That is something that motivates me. I want to adapt my teaching to accommodate for all students so that every child can confidently attempt to show their understanding. BS to consider treating students as subjects or objects. I want to consciously teach subjectively. As a teacher, my job isn't purely to educate students academically, but also educating them to become successful in being the best that they can be so as to positively impact their future outside of the education system. Aims center on the deepest questions in education and deconstruct what we are trying to accomplish as educators. So I agree with Noddings that happiness is an important educational aim, as I believe that creating a sense of happiness within the class will extend out into the students' future, which ultimately benefits their lives both in and out of school. As well, the aim vocation, because I want to fuel students' passion and purpose in life and even help them discover it. Biesta argues that the weakness of education is that education can be taught incredibly well, but ultimately has to be correctly perceived, interpreted, and applied to have any value. It is important to recognize the fact that both teachers educate and students learn in unique and individualistic ways. So as a teacher, I want to consciously factor this into my teaching philosophy and harness my awareness to attempt to accommodate for these inevitable circumstances. Ultimately, I will use the weakness of education to make me a better teacher by striving towards equity. Teaching for me isn't just a profession or a job. For it to simply be a job, I would only be in this field as a way for me to make a living. Teaching is a vocation for me. I feel drawn to this, and I believe that it's my purpose in life. It's not only a career for me. I want to be in this profession to make differences in society and impacts on lives. To me, education is something that can be and should be adapted to fit individual needs so that every student is being educated in a way that allows them to receive all valuable aspects of learning. Being an educator is a massive responsibility, but it is such a powerful platform, so I aim to take advantage of that and create change.